Hello everyone, welcome back to Farming Center 22. We're back here on No Man's Land with Grober Games. We're in the middle of the day on January right now, and we're selling our corn off because it kind of reached its peak and now it's starting to drop here. So we got the auger set up today. All right, took one load in. I think we got about a little over $20,000 for it. Get this going here. There we go. Get all the corn out of our bin here. Now we'll have at least another partial set to go in here, but we're gonna be sitting all right here. Turn that off. And I saw something that kind of caught my eye this morning on the for sale market, and I really want to buy it, but we really don't need it yet. It was an older international. It's a, oh, if I use the phrase anteater, some of you might get it. The 2+2 series international. And I was half tempted to get it, but I just don't think not this one anyways, got enough horsepower for us to warrant getting it yet. I mean, $34,000 isn't a bad deal, especially for when we could use another tillage tractor. I would bump it up to 170 horse, which would be 75 grand. But I think, wait, did we get the bin cleaned out? I think we did. No, there's still corn there. We don't even have a full load on. Well, that's fine. It's still going to be one extra trip anyways. But I was strongly debating about it, and I finally decided that I wasn't going to invest into it because right now we need to get some more money rolling in yet so we can buy our new property. And the one other thing I should look at this morning is plank sales. I finally got the Oliver back over to the sawmill, and that's in full production again. So when we get done hauling all our corn today and we get our auger taken down and the bin, everything put it back away, we're gonna be spending some time getting the sawmill refilled up. I don't know if we're gonna haul some trees in today. I don't think so. Half the day's already gone. We also had to. Last month we didn't get everything I quite wanted done, so I ended up rolling that grass field this month, so we got that all ready to go for next season. And right now gosh, I feel like I'm way shorter for some reason right now, shorter than normal. Sorry. Anyways, but we're gonna keep on working here. We're gonna get another load of grain in, and I decided this year we're gonna do what we did like last month. We're gonna kind of do like a little glimpse of everything we're doing of each month. So, and then we'll probably when we get back to our probably March or April month. I think when we get to March actually. Depending on how nice the weather is in March, we might start working on getting everything taken care of. Because if we get that new piece of property, I think we're going to end up plowing in a couple more pieces of ground in. Is my plan as of right now. Let's see here. And I'm hoping next month plank prices get up pretty decently, so that way we can. Looks like they're supposed to start trending up here too. So that way we can get rid of our surplus of planks. I think we probably got at least 25,000 liters now, so we got quite a bit of money sitting there that we could be cashing in on at some point. And I'm kind of taking a little bit easier recording these next few episodes because for some reason, and this is happening on my Elm Creek series too, is that I can't seem to get the super strength mod or any of my other mods to work right now. And I know when the update with precision first came out, they were working fine, but none of them are now. And I don't know if the update that Giant said would fix everything kind of messed with it all, or if it's something on the mod end. I don't know which it is. I kind of went through my mods and spent an hour like thinking it might have been one of the new mods installed that is messing with everything, but I still couldn't get it to work. So we're kind of down on having super strength to help us out like I normally do with like lifting all the seed bags and such onto the truck trailer. So I'm kind of taking it back a little bit on recording these series today just because it's kind of funny how you don't realize how much you use something until it's gone type situation we have going on here. But I think we're going to end up plowing a little patch of ground up here by the house and then the other side of those trees, and then across the lane here I got something planned there that I'm going to wait before we even think about plowing anything in. But we're going to get our last load of corn hauled in here. And then we'll get everything put away here, and then we'll probably spend some time at the sawmill getting that reloaded up, so that way we're good to go. So next time you guys see us, we'll be in we'll be in I'm losing my train of thought right now, excuse me. We'll be moving into our next month. We'll be in February, and we'll see what we're keeping busy there this time around. So we'll see you guys in February. Hello everyone, we're back again. We're in the month of February now. Last month I didn't get too much done. I got all our grain hauled finally. I ended up going to our sawmill. Excuse me. Got a little something in my throat there. I ended up going back to the sawmill and getting a bunch of trees put in there so that we could keep that at full production. And I found out my winching tool wasn't working either quite like it should. And so I did some exploring. So I ended up pushing most of the logs over with the tractor instead of winching them. And I ended up doing a little bit of exploring, and it turns out the reason that nothing's working right is because all the bound hotkeys got reset. And I don't know how that happened or why. I don't know why I'm stopping here. We're gonna need our trailer today as well. And as you can see, I brought the Oliver home last night. And the purpose of that was just so that we can get the cattle fed, because they're starting to go through a little bit faster now. So we're gonna take a handful of bales over, and we're also gonna check what's the used market. I wanted to see. Looks like they're still doing plenty well on water yet, so they're not going through water as fast as I thought they'd be. Our baby Angus are starting to work through puberty, and our grown-up Angus are already 30% through of producing their next offspring, so that's good news to see. Probably won't be making too much off the cattle for a bit yet, especially at the rate we're going. If I wanted to start making quite a bit more money off them, I should start investing into more, but I kind of would rather get my other facilities up I have planned running this year, because that'll help generate a steady income for us, and it'll help us get kind of set up for TMR mixing as well. And I don't think I said this last time too, but if I didn't, I went through the fields and picked all the big rocks up with the Oliver. Oh, in between the episodes last time around, so come on. There we go. But no, the cows are looking pretty good so far. we're gonna go grab another 2 set of bales so that way we don't have to worry about having to bring this back for a while. And then we're gonna, while we're here, we might as well, we'll top it off from the fuel barrel here so that way it doesn't take as long to fill up. And then we'll put this back on the trailer and we'll head back. I checked the price for planks this morning and they're still not doing the greatest. So I think what today's plan is, we're gonna at least do maybe two or three loads of logs ourselves, which I'll have to remember to throw our toolbox in so we can put the logging forks on. And then next month, if March is dry enough, we might start work. And because I guess the main goal of me doing those 2 to 3 loads of logs is to get enough money to the point where we can actually invest into our next piece of property for the year. And I want to etch out 2 fields. And excuse me here just a second. Had to mute the mic there. I was coughing really bad. I'm gonna get a drink of water or something here in a bit. But we're gonna look at those happy cows. But we're gonna at least etch 2 fields out for over there. And I think we'll put 1 in beans and 1 in corn. I'm kind of sticking with that rotation just because it's what I grew up on. And you know what? I think that, well, I'm trying to decide. So eventually, you guys know I eventually want to get a dairy barn. Yeah, we'll just leave the bale spear in here. We're already in here, so. And then maybe this year we'll plant some oats in. Just so we can start saving some straw back. But I guess my thing is too, I kind of want to buy a bigger baler too. There's nothing wrong with our little press round baler, but with as many bales as we're creating right now. Speaking of bales, that's what I should be checking on. Seeing how far along these are. Not quite there yet, so maybe next month, if silage prices are decent. We'll see here. I mean, the silage prices are still pretty good right now, which is kind of surprising. Because it's going to at least take, I think, another day for all these bales to be fermented. So maybe next month we'll actually bring the Oliver back home again. Grab my toolbox here. And maybe we'll focus more on getting all those bales sold and moved. That might be the better idea. Then we can get those out of our way here. Trailer folded up here. Get all the bales out, then we'll have an extra lump sum of cash. Because we're going to need money for when we start getting ready for planting. Because we just have this little bit of fertilizer. We're going to need to buy more lime and such too. So next month might be a pretty busy month for us. We might start getting 2 new fields prepared. And I think we'll probably get rid of the silage. Start working on getting rid of the silage bales as well. So we're going to have quite a bit of work for all our equipment out there. Oliver looks like it could use another bath already. But it's kind of looks like a war-torn hero right now with all that's chipped paint away. But you know, we put a lot of hours on it, and I'm still kind of happy with happy with myself for using it on the plow. I kind of liked having that like vintage plow dual look, and it handled it very well, and it was nice to have all our pieces of equipment, all our tractors over there. Oh, let's pull a little further ahead. There we go. All our tractors over there like actually doing something, even though the 4020 was kind of just there, so to speak. I think next year we keep logging what we do like we do. We might get to the point where we might have to start, oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Being a little bit more mindful of how much we're logging, because we already got quite a bit taken out over here as well. I left a few of the bigger trees down because I figure we can get a little more out of them when we start sawing them down. I have to get my measuring stick too. Want to cut 2 more down here quick. But we're gonna have to start being a little more mindful, because we're gonna start having the same issue we did when we first came out here, where we were starting to run out of trees to cut, and we were starting to run out of that as a source of money. But we should be fine for a little bit longer yet. The main thing is, for me, is that I want to keep, if anything, I want to keep our sawmill full, rather than taking trees in all the time to get a little extra cash from selling them up by the interstate. Oh, yeah, 1 more here. But I think that might be the plan going into the next month here. We might etch out the fields at least and maybe we'll get those done off screen, or maybe we'll go back to our normal programming, so to speak. It depends on how much we got going on. We might do a little bit of that on and off screen type thing, just because if we sell all the silage bales, it'll take me some time to get them all loaded up, and I'm not going to make you guys watch that again. There's been plenty of that going on, I feel like. Grab my measuring stick. Always a handy little thing to have. But I think that's what we're gonna do here. So we'll jump into the next month here. I don't know if I'll be jumping in right at the beginning or the end of it. We'll find out when we get there. So we'll see you guys in a bit again. Hello everyone, we're now in the beginning of March here. Our silage finally fermented, and we're gonna take and get sold. I already hauled 1 load already this morning. We got about $20,000 for it. I think it was like 320-ish per 1,000 liters, which is still pretty dang good, especially for it's supposedly starting to drop in pricing. So we're gonna get this last load done here. And there we are. I also went and had bought us that new piece of ground we've been looking at, so we got that ready. And there's something else I've been wanting to buy now. So I was looking at a cultivator. Let's see here. Shows how often I go to cultivators. I had a hard time finding it here. And I found this beauty here. I'm gonna bump it up to 10 though. And we're gonna get ourselves this cultivator for about $5,500. I think it's gonna be a little nicer to have for the farm. And we'll be able to cover a little bit more ground with it than we can with our disc harrow. And plus we need something a little bit of a different color on the farm. We've already got so many other colors and combinations on the farm. We might as well add a little orange to it. So let's get that hauled back here. And the last task I have for us for today. Oh, you know what? Now that I think about it, we'll go through what we have and then we'll come back later. We got our new piece of ground bought, and right now, the next task at hand that I want to get done is that we got to get our 2 new fields plowed. So that way, and we're going to get them limed, so that way we're ready to go. We're ready to go this coming season, and we're going to get all our ground cultivated this year. I'm going to put a piece right here, which I think it's going to take us quite a bit of time to get through. And then we're going to put another smaller piece up here. And I haven't decided where we're putting what. I know we're going to plant corn and beans. I was debating about putting oats in this year, but I think we're going to hold off on that. Just because I don't think we're going to have a use for the straw yet. Let's unhook this back here for now. That way it's out of the way. Let's park this up here on the side of the hill. But we're going to pull out the 5288. We're going to get that on the plow. Start putting this thing a little bit more to work than it has been lately. Granted, it'll get the hours racked up here next episode. When we come back in the month of April, we'll be wanting to roll it hard, and this time we're gonna plant beans first, just cause normally let's just pull this right by the side of the shed for now so we can get to the plow. But we're gonna end up planting beans first this year, since we got the storage set up. The only reason I did it last year, the beans second last year, was because just in case I wouldn't happen to get a second bin up in time. And that way we could have left it on the wagons for a bit, and hopefully the market would have been gentle on us, but we were pretty fortunate that we were able to make enough money. It's gonna be a plow trails a little awkwardly. There we go. Before we get started, let's swing back around here. We're gonna top off the fuel on the 5288 where we start plowing. How much fuel have we even gone through already? Oh, almost 500 liters from this tank alone, so since we filled it. Ain't too bad. But we're gonna go out here and start plowing this field, getting us a field plowed here. Ain't gonna be much, but you know what? We gotta maximize what we have for ground right now. So let's do that. About right there should be about where our property line's at. At least I hope it is. We'll find out here shortly now, won't we? We'll have a nice little stretch of a field here, and we might... I think next year this is what we'll... Oh, I guess I'm a little bit over the property line. Let's try right here. There we go. We'll just fix that later when we do our editing after we get both the fields plowed in. But we're gonna get this field plowed before next episode, and this will probably be the end of this actual full episode here between the three months. I kind of like this idea of doing the months this way versus the other way. I think we're gonna stop right there. I don't want to go too well. I think right there should be high enough. I don't want to go too high up this hill. So back to what I was saying. I think I kind of like they're doing the rapid fire months, especially since we don't have a whole lot of interesting stuff going on during these few months. So I just feel like it's a little better this way. But if you guys feel differently about it, please let me know down in the comments. So that way, when we get to the next round of months, we could just let me know if you'd rather just skip them all together or if you'd rather see what's going on from month to month fully and experience with me. But I think bring this around here. Yeah, we'll start right there, and then we'll just use the edit tool to fix that corner there. I want to at least get these fields outlined so you guys can have an idea what my thought process is right now for these two new fields that we're going to be putting in, about what they're going to be like for shape and size. And then we'll have to come out here with our trailer and get all these trees cut down. But I think it's going to be a nice little field here. I might do away with that little corner there and just make it one straight piece, but we'll see what I decide ultimately in the end. And then we'll just head on the road. This plot over here, we're gonna leave vacant for a while. Just till I figure out. I got a lot of construction ideas in mind over here, so I don't really want to plow something in until I know exactly how I'm gonna have everything set up over here. So it'll be a while before we get that figured out. I think we'll go right here. Yeah, we'll start right here. Get rid of those bushes. So I think about right here is where our boundary is going to end for us. Stop right here. We should be good there. There we go. Oh, I think we can get out a little further yet. Let's really push the envelope here today. Kind of a little awkward trying to plow a field in with. At least get the way I want it. My OCD kicks in all the time when making fields like this. I think this will be perfect right here. Well, let's go out until we reach our boundary line here. This is going to be a pretty nice flat field for us overall too. But next month, what I have planned is, at least I hope I have enough time to do it, is I plan to get all the liming done here for this field. And then next month, when we get to it, we're gonna start off with ourselves field cultivating a few fields. And then we'll end up putting, I think we're gonna end up hooking the Oliver to the planter this year. And I think we'll end up probably hooking the Oliver to the planter this year is kind of what I'm planning right now. And we're gonna go over a little more here. This is kind of hard to tell where the boundary is at. I think we're just gonna stop on the other side of this tree. This will be big enough for us. Yeah, that'll be plenty big. But I'm planning to hook up the Oliver for planting this year. And the reason is because with the extra fields we have, I kind of want to get out here and I want to hook the 40-20 up to the roller and have that going right away as soon as we get the fields planted. So that way we're not really pushing ourselves for time. We're starting to get to the point where we're starting to get quite a bit of ground that we might want to start thinking about upgrading our planter as well. But I have one in mind, but I kind of want to hold off till next year if possible before we invest into it. if anything, we really should invest into a bigger drill as well. Oh, I forgot this road kind of curves. I should go. I'm going to kind of follow it. There we go. That's more like it. Not a perfectly square field, but you know what? It's our field. And if I choose to make it perfectly square, I'll do that in between episodes. But like I said, I'm gonna end up hooking that over to the planter. We're gonna end up having the 40-20 on the roller this season, so that way we can hit all our fields quick enough and get them all rolled and done. That way we're not really pushing it into the night trying to get everything rolled. So we'll have quite a bit going on next episode, especially if I don't get all this stuff knocked out in time like I'm hoping I do. And I do, like I said, I do have a planner in mind that I'm looking at for us to invest into, but I rather wait till we get one more piece of ground and after we pick up our next tractor, or we'll pick it up about the same time as we pick up our next tractor. And then that way we'll probably put the 5288 on the planner when we get it, because I'm looking at a 12-row one right now, so it'll be twice the size. And I think we'll keep the cultivator we've just bought for a season or maybe another season after this one. Depends how fast the money gets rolling in, because we still got quite a bit of investment to do that I want to do this year. A lot of it's going to be more infrastructure, more buildings, and other ways for us to start making money too. So we're still a ways off, but it's a lot closer than you think when you look at how fast we kind of done our expansion here. I mean, we're starting at our year 3, and I honestly didn't feel like we'd be moving along at this quick of a rate, to be honest with you. Gonna fill this gap in as well. I don't think it's going to take me near as long as I thought it would to plow these fields. Yeah. I do really like this old International plow. It takes me back to the International plow we had. It wasn't quite as old, but it was still a 6-bottom plow, and we ended up using it quite a bit before we ended up selling it off. And if you're wondering where I got this plow mod, I got it from Scooter's Workbench. You can find it on his Facebook page. And if I remember I'll put it in the description, the video description if I remember. If not, just bug me in the comments and I'll link it, or you guys can go out and find it yourselves too. Like I said, it's on his Facebook page. You might have to dig a little bit for it, but it's there, and if you like working with older equipment like this, I think it's definitely worth investing into as a mod. But I think this is where we're gonna wrap this rapid fire series of months up, guys. If you guys enjoyed the episode today, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps out the channel. If you're enjoying the content, please subscribe so you can stay up to date with the latest No Man Land series. Above all else, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of the day. And most of all, thanks for watching.